Hey everyone, my name is Cody Pritchard, Project Director for TRIO Student Support Services at the University of Iowa, and I would like to welcome you to the first in a series of presentations designed to introduce new TRIO students and their families to our services and resources. Today's session specifically is designed for students who are new to the TRIO SSS program at the University of Iowa, as well as their family members. The Spanish language version of today's presentation will be moderated by one of our student success coaches, Dr. Urban Nieves, and that video will be posted shortly. Feel free to post your comments in the comment section below if you have questions throughout the presentation or following up. We'll have staff monitoring this page and these posts for some time, and so feel free to ask your questions and we'll get those addressed as soon as we can. You can also contact us at any time directly, and that information will be included in this presentation as well, or it can be found online also. I'd like to take a minute and introduce the TRIO SSS team. In addition to myself and Urban, there are two additional student success coaches, Kathy Colony Bunnell and Cassie Weileiser, and also the TRIO SSS Secretary, Christy Murphy, with whom TRIO students often interact with via telephone, email, or in person. Please accept our invitation to visit our TRIO offices to learn more about our resources and services, or just to say hi to our staff. So you can find us at TRIO SSS in the basement level of Phillips Hall, along with the rest of the Center for Diversity and Enrichment. All the TRIO contact information here on this slide can be found at the University of Iowa website, or the TRIO page specifically at diversity.uiowa.edu/TRIO-SSS. You can also find this just doing a quick Google search or search on the website. Just search University of Iowa TRIO SSS and you'll be able to find us. So who and what is TRIO? TRIO SSS is an educational program funded by a federal grant through the U.S. Department of Education, and we've been at the University of Iowa since 1977, so we'll be celebrating, or are celebrating, 40 years on campus this year. In a nutshell, our mission, like many other TRIO programs throughout the U.S., is to help a large number of undergraduate students remain in school and successfully graduate in a timely manner. So now let's take a look at who we serve at the University of Iowa. So TRIO SSS serves 350 undergraduate students every year. When you consider there are approximately 6,000 SSS eligible first-generation students at the university, which is about a quarter of the total undergraduate population, it's easy to appreciate that earning a place in TRIO SSS can be a highly competitive process. In order to qualify for TRIO services, all students and participants must be U.S. citizens or eligible to receive federal financial aid. How this reads in the federal regulations is, in order for students to be eligible to participate in TRIO student support services, they must be, quote, a citizen or national of the United States or meet the residency requirements for federal student financial assistance. This is typically determined by completion of the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. So we'll discuss each of these next four pieces separately, but here's a quick overview of three specific student populations we serve under the TRIO SSS federal grant. Students who are first generation, students who are low income, or students who have a disability. In addition to belonging to one of or more of these student populations, the TRIO SSS applicants must also demonstrate an academic need to qualify, and we'll talk about that separately as well. So thinking about first generation. First generation may be defined slightly different at times and across contexts. However, first generation for TRIO means that none of the custodial parents or legal guardians has completed a bachelor's degree. An important note here is that even if the student has siblings who attended or completed a bachelor's degree, the student may still be eligible for TRIO under this first generation eligibility if neither or no parent or guardian has graduated. So even if the student's parents or guardians maybe graduated from a two-year community college or with an associate's degree, or potentially partially attended a bachelor's program but never actually graduated or completed that program, students may still identify as first generation, since neither or none of those parents have completed that bachelor's degree. To give you an example, this is me exactly. I'm the youngest of three boys. I have two older brothers, both of which went to college and graduated before me. However, neither of my parents attended college. And for that reason, I still identify as a first-generation college student. So first-generation students are in good company. I mentioned about a little over a quarter of our population at the University of Iowa are first generation, and approximately 40% of students throughout the United States are the first in their families to attend college or identify as first generation. Since our TRIO program only serves a total of 350 students each year, freshmen through seniors, not all eligible students who apply may be admitted to the program, but we do keep a wait list of eligible students for future consideration. Just a few more numbers for you to kind of have more of an understanding of this first generation statistic, especially at the university. More than 1,000 of the incoming class this year, which is actually about a quarter, again, about 1 in 4 of these first year students at the university are first generation college students. In addition to first generation students, our second pool of TRIO students is comprised of low income students. Understandably, low income is a relative term to many people. For the purposes of determining income eligibility for TRIO Student Support Services, we collaborate with the Office of Student Financial Aid to review information based on students' FAFSA filing, as well as prior year, or in this case 2016, tax information, which is self-reported to TRIO SSS by the applicant. A third population of students that we served that qualify for TRIO services are students with disabilities. Students with a disability must self-report their disability and provide supporting documentation to the university's Student Disability Services in order to meet this TRIO SSS eligibility qualification. I do want to clarify, a student with a disability that may be entering the university or already here is not obligated in any way to report that disability to Student Disability Services. However, if a student would like to be qualified for TRIO Student Support Services as a student with a disability, that information does have to be reported and verified through Student Disability Services. And finally, as I mentioned earlier, students who are first generation or low income or have a documented disability must also demonstrate academic need to be considered TRIO SSS eligible. Common indicators of need pertain to low academic grades and standardized test scores before or while studying at the University of Iowa, potentially economic hurdles, financial hurdles, or also social or personal factors. Some of those may include being away or out of that traditional school pipeline for 5 or more years, or ESL learners. TRIO Student Support Services staff consider these and a longer list of things and other indicators when assessing a student's eligibility credentials when a student applies for TRIO SSS. So now that we've discussed who we are and who we serve, just exactly what do we do? How do we support the students that are a part of our program and helping them be successful while they're at the university, help them reach graduation, and then ultimately find success post-graduation. Here on the screen are a few of the things that we do, and I'm going to talk about each of those individually and provide a bit more detail and context to each of those. So the first area of services provided by our TRIO program focuses on individualized coaching. It's going to be helpful that we break those into 3 separate clusters to kind of help grasp the whole idea of what this coaching looks like. But an overview of this is that ultimately every student that we work with is an individual. When we recognize that and appreciate that. We get to know the students that we work with on a deep level to make sure that we can provide the highest level of support to them, but then also those students get to know us as staff and as coaches because we know that in order for us to work together, we have to be able to trust each other, and that means we have to get to know each other. So the first cluster of individualized coaching services and resources provided by TRIO SSS pertains to empowering students academically. This entails helping students to discover and work from their top 5 strengths, which students discover via completion of the Clifton Strengths Assessment as part of Success at Iowa. In addition, students learn techniques to maximize their study time. We recognize and fully understand that in addition to students' academics goals, students have multiple commitments throughout their education, such as work, internships, family obligations, extracurricular commitments, and other social interactions. We want to make sure that as the participants in our program, those students have the ability to manage all of those things and more. The second cluster of individualized coaching services and resources provided by TRIO SSS pertains to helping students learn about opportunities available from university offices outside of TRIO SSS. That is, our campus partners. We could not do our work and we could not support the students that we serve without the help of our campus partners. Some of these include the Pomerantz Career Center, the Academic Advising Center, University Housing and Dining, the university libraries, and so many more. We also help students foster mutually supportive social relationships as they engage others on campus in academic and extracurricular activities. The third cluster of individualized coaching services and resources provided by TRIO SSS pertains to helping students become knowledgeable and responsible financially. We work closely with the Office of Student Financial Aid and Financial Literacy Specialists to accomplish this vital financial education. The second major area of services provided by TRIO programs focuses on tutoring services. These extend beyond the tutoring services students already have access to in their respective academic departments. For example, the College of Engineering offers its own tutoring services through the Engineering Tutorial Lab. Despite this, TRIO students who are majoring in engineering or taking engineering-related coursework may request a tutor for any class that they're enrolled in. And that's the case for anyone. It's not just engineering. The TRIO SSS tutor coordinator, Cassie Walliser, will then work to match the student with a tutor for each request. Requests are filled as soon as possible based on tutor availability. We have a staff of tutors who are graduate and undergraduate level students at the university that work as tutors with our program. Approximately 80% of requests are filled each semester. In addition, TRIO SSS runs a drop-in tutor and study lab. This fall, that lab will be located in a student lounge space in the basement of Phillips Hall, across from the TRIO SSS offices. The TRIO Tutor and Study Lab is open to any TRIO SSS student on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 9 p.m. beginning on August 29th, which is the second week of classes. TRIO also links our students to campus resources that provide additional instructional services for students in need of extra instruction. Some of those include the more than a dozen additional tutoring and tutorial resource centers on campus. Supplemental instruction, which is located in the Academic Resource Center in the lower level of the Iowa Memorial Union. The Writing Center, which is in the English and Philosophy building, as well as there are many other writing centers and writing labs and other academic units and departments on campus. The third major area of services provided by TRIO SSS are through the one-credit undergraduate course available to our students every semester from their first through the fourth year at the University of Iowa. These courses are called Steps to Success for TRIO. All TRIO SSS students are expected to enroll in one of the Steps to Success for TRIO courses each semester. Topics shown here are just a sample of a long list discussed in the series of courses. These courses are designed to help each student in their transition to UI, give them knowledge and skills necessary to find success over the next 4 or so years at the university and beyond, and ultimately help it promote a timely graduation. What I wish to point out is that TRIO SSS prepares students not only to succeed academically and graduate in a timely manner, but also to succeed in their careers after graduation, or to successfully enter a graduate or professional school program. One of those listed, or one of those not listed, is that as a TRIO SSS program, we are actually currently offering through a third-party organization a GRE prep course. We also have materials located in our offices for GMAT, LSAT, MCAT, DAT, and you name it. Several other and many entrance exams required for other professional schools. In addition to the individualized coaching, tutoring, and the Steps to Success for TRIO courses, TRIO SSS students also benefit from cultural enrichment trips. Transportation to and from these cultural trips and lunch are provided to TRIO SSS students free of charge. We regularly survey our participants to obtain suggestions and quantify their interest in participating in each of these trips. This fall, for example, we are planning trips to Chinatown and Chicago to enjoy Asian culture located in our Midwest region, the Art Institute of Chicago, and in Iowa, we'll be traveling to Des Moines to visit the Living History Farm. In summary, TRIO SSS services and resources amply empower students to succeed academically, socially, financially, culturally, and in many other ways. Our goal is not only to help students graduate in a timely manner, but to help create the future leaders of tomorrow and help empower the current leaders of today, and that is you, our students. In addition, we help provide services and resources and information to students, parents, and family members, such as this presentation, to help students and parents stay connected despite the geographical and physical separation that can occur at the University of when a student is studying at the University of Iowa. Additional resources and services such as leadership and mentorship opportunities, grant aid, priority registration, and many others are also available. We at TRIO SSS thank you for tuning in for today's presentation and look forward to providing you many more opportunities like this in the future. We encourage you to join us again on August 28th as we'll be posting another video and sharing how students and new TRIO students can successfully navigate these first couple weeks of the semester and start identifying opportunities to engage across campus and find success at the University of Iowa. At this point, if you haven't already, we encourage you to post your questions down below. Like I said at the beginning of the presentation, we have staff members that are monitoring the page and these posts. That way we can address your questions. You can also feel free to reach out to us at any time via phone call, email, or in person. Again, our contact information is at the beginning of the presentation or can be found online as well. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as part of the TRIO family and as a Hawkeye. So have a wonderful rest of your day. If you are moving in or in the process of moving in, we wish you the best of luck. Come see us this week, and we look forward to meeting you. Have a great day.